Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, September 14th through Sunday, September 20th, 2020. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Black Moon Astrology cards by Susan Shepard. So just a reminder that we're midway through the month of September now, which is a new and transformative energy. If you want to hear the details on the month's energy, the astrological highlights, as well as messages from our angels and guides for the month, please be sure to go onto my YouTube channel and watch the monthly reading for September. So let's start by looking at our stones of choice this week. Our first stone of choice is golden quartz. And it's also called golden healer. There's actually another name here for it. And the golden quartz or golden healer helps to open up all of your energy fields, all of your chakras for healing to take place. It's actually considered a master healer stone. It helps by kind of opening up your crown chakra and allowing that universal life force energy to flow down and through your crown chakra, throughout all of your body, your energy systems, your chakras, down to the very cells of your body, to kind of clear out blockages or discordant energies. And then your second stone of choice is Amazonite. Now, Amazonite helps to balance the feminine and masculine energies within you. It helps you to see both sides of an issue or situation. It helps to soothe emotional trauma as well as dispel blockages in the nervous system. And then your last stone of choice is called hematoid quartz, or you can also call it quartz with hematite in it. So the hematoid quartz is both an amplifier of energy because of the quartz, as well as a stabilizer of energies because of the hematite. So it both helps to uplift and amplify, and it helps to ground and secure at the same time. This hematoid quartz also removes, transforms, and transmutes negative energies, and it helps with creative thinking. So again, your stones of choice for this week are the golden quartz, the Amazonite, or the hematoid quartz. So let's set that aside. Let's go ahead and look at the astrological energies for this week. And there's a fair amount going on. And it seems like the last few weeks there's been a fair amount of energies going on. And we do have a new moon this week. But I feel like we're still under that influence of that full moon in Pisces that we had on September 1st. It seems like ever since we had that full moon on September 1st, there's been a lot of shifts, a lot of energies, a lot of fears, a lot of things coming up for people, both within our soul and our psyche, as well as externally in the situations and circumstances, and a lot even within relationship matters, I'm finding. So as we're under that influence, let's see what we have to look forward to in this week, astrologically. We start out on the 14th of September with the sun, which is still in Virgo. We're still in Virgo season, and Virgo is the sign of service. It's also the sign where we pay attention to details, the everyday tasks of life, organization, getting things done. That sun in Virgo is in a positive connection to Pluto and Capricorn at the beginning of the week on Monday. Now, Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth, transformation, regeneration, sometimes power and control energies, but also our sense of self-empowerment. So with the sun in a positive connection to Pluto at the beginning of the week, this is, as I look over the rest of the energies for the week, this is the time of the week that we're going to feel probably most empowered and get a lot done. And just really take our power back and own our power in regards to getting things done and the service that we give to others, our work, our job, etc. As we move into Tuesday the 15th, we have Venus in Leo, and Venus is the planet that rules our relationships, our partnerships, and she also rules finances, money, personal resources. She's going to be in a challenging aspect with Uranus in Taurus on Tuesday. Now, Uranus is the planet of freedom, independence, quick and sudden actions or redirections, sometimes surprises, things that kind of come out of the blue. So with Venus in a challenging square aspect to Uranus, this could mean that we're feeling a need for more freedom and independence, maybe within ourselves, because Venus rules our sense of self-worth and how we value ourselves. Maybe within our creative projects, we want more freedom and independence as we're working on certain creative projects that maybe we're working on with others. This can cause us to all of a sudden want to break free of something. So again, Venus is in Leo. She may feel the need to have some freedom and break free, at least for a short amount of time, if not for a longer time. So we just have to be aware of Uranus energies here. Uranus is higher vibrational, God mind energies, but again, it rules this sudden, unexpected, strange, unusual, freedom-oriented, rebellious kind of energy. So Venus is going to be a little rebellious here on and around Tuesday. And then as we jump ahead to Thursday, the 17th, we do have a new moon. But right before the new moon happens, we have Mercury, the planet of our mind, the planet that rules our thoughts, ideas, our perceptions, our communications with other people, is in a challenging aspect to Jupiter. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion and our belief systems. Now, Mercury is in Libra right now, so this is really focusing in on one-on-one communications. This could be with friendship, this could be in family, but we think of Libra often as the sign of partnerships. It is all forms of one-on-one relationship, but this could be in our interpersonal romantic relationships, marriage relationships, our partnership relationships, and it could be business partnerships too. So as Mercury in Libra is challenging Jupiter, Jupiter likes to expand the energies here. And Jupiter, again, is about our belief systems. And it's about sometimes, on a less than positive aspect, our judgments as well. So we might have differing belief systems between us and other people, differing opinions, differing ways of perceiving something, and Jupiter sometimes can blow that out of proportion, and especially since it happens right before the new moon in Virgo. This means that it happens during that dark of the moon time period, right before the new moon, right before the sun and the moon come together in its new waxing cycle, is when Mercury challenges or squares Jupiter. So as it happens in that dark of the moon period, the dark of the moon period is a time when our psyche, our subconscious, patterns, subconscious fears, anxieties, and, again, these emotional patterns that we're not always totally in touch with consciously, gets a little bit heightened. And so I feel like we may be pushing each other's buttons in communication here, or we might be judging or having a particularly strong opinion, in regards to any aspect of our lives, and this difference of opinion with other people might get blown out of proportion. And then we have, again, the new moon at 25 degrees of Virgo. And again, we say that Virgo is that sign of the zodiac that rules work, job, service, and it rules health too. Virgo rules our sense of physical health and well-being as well. It rules paying attention to the details. It rules organization, getting projects done, step by step, through what needs to get done on certain projects. And this new moon is in a positive aspect to Saturn, but now Saturn is slowing down. It's going to be turning back to direct motion at the end of September. So as it's slowing down, it's kind of intensifying those energies of Saturn. And Saturn does rule delays and restrictions and limitations. It rules our karmic lessons in this lifetime. But this is a positive connection with the new moon to Saturn. So some of the positive aspects of Saturn is manifestation, restructuring. In this case, we're talking about the new moon. So we're restructuring our emotional patterns. We're restructuring the way we respond emotionally. We're restructuring our, sense of service to other people because it's in Virgo. So all of those things can positively play out as well. The new moon is also in what we call an inconjunct aspect to Mars, and Mars just went retrograde last week. So Mars is the planet of forward movement, energy, and action. He's the warrior planet. And this inconjunct aspect means that we have to make some sort of adjustment in our emotional nature, in our proceeding with projects, in our jobs or the details of life, the service that we give out to other people. There's some sort of adjustment that needs to be made here in regards to moving forward, especially because Mars is retrograde right now in Aries, and again, the fact that it's what's called an inconjunct aspect, which means it's a little bit, these energies are not compatible. The new moon in Virgo energy is not compatible with Mars in Aries. So there's adjustments that need to be made in order for things to move or operate more smoothly. Okay, and then we move to Friday. Now, Friday, Mercury comes up again. So we have a lot of Mercury things going on. Mercury is in what's called that inconjunct aspect to Neptune now on Friday. So again, Mercury is in the sign of partnerships and relationships. It wants balance and harmony. And it's in this odd kind of inconjunct aspect, which means we need to make an adjustment with Neptune. Now, Neptune is the ruler of illusion, confusion, delusion. It does rule the spiritual realm and imagination and fantasy and all these wonderful things as well. But again, an inconjunct means that something needs to be adjusted. So I have the feeling that in our communications with other people, that goes back to some difficulties, I think, all the way back to right before Mercury challenges Jupiter, even before that, when Venus challenges Uranus, Mercury is starting to build up that challenging connection to Jupiter. So now it's moving on to make that weird connection to Neptune. I feel like our communications are not clear. I feel like something's not clear. Something is, we're either not understanding what other people are trying to say, or they're not understanding us. We're not on the same page. There's adjustments that need to be made in order for us to communicate clearly, or to even have a clear perspective or perception or thought or idea as far as how to rebalance something or rectify a challenge or to move forward with something. On Saturday, the Sun in Virgo is now in this inconjunct aspect to Mars retrograde in Aries. So again, there's more adjustments needing to be made in how we are proceeding with the steps that we are taking towards moving forward on our goals. And then we end the week Sunday, the 20th, with Mercury. Again, we have Mercury in Libra challenging now Pluto. So Mercury was challenging Jupiter on Thursday. Now it's challenging Pluto on Sunday. This combination together, because Jupiter and Pluto are really close together, could bring some power and control issues in communications, some need to take back our power or own our power in some way without being too overly aggressive or negative. We need to be assertive, but yet Mercury in Libra likes to be balanced. They like to be the peacemaker. They don't like to rock the boat. They don't like to have arguments or disagreements. And so this Mercury in this challenging aspect to Pluto, following those other two aspects with Mercury challenging Jupiter and Mercury sort of challenging Neptune there, I just feel like we're going to have some interesting communication situations with other people, within ourselves and our own minds, our own thoughts, our own perceptions. We may just feel a little bit challenged in that way in order to stay in a place of balance and harmony, which Libra energy likes to do. So we might feel out of harmony, we might feel out of balance, basically, within our minds and how the communications are unfolding with other people. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week, and we turn over the first card, and the first card is actually the base chakra or the root chakra. This is our center. Now this is at the base of the spine, and the color is red. This deals with matters of security and stability, our sense of being focused and grounded. I feel like this is about security issues, feeling emotionally secure, feeling financially secure, feeling, grounded in who we are and what we're doing and where we're going, because there is a lot of lack of clarity right now in the collective of humanity because of what's going on in the collective. And so it is bringing up matters of security, feeling insecure about our situation, our financial situation, maybe our home and living situation, maybe relationship situations are all going through maybe this lack of security feeling right now. So let's take a look at the card that came out with it, because 2 cards came out when I pulled that card, and see what goes along with that root chakra or base chakra. Oh, okay. Well, we have another chakra here. So this is the second chakra, and this is the sacral chakra. This deals with our center of creative self-expression, how we express ourselves out to the world and how we express ourselves emotionally with other people. This can be about, emotional expression as well. So again, we have these matters of security, we have these matters of expressing ourselves emotionally or expressing ourselves creatively out in the world, like with our career or life path in some way. So it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the cards are, as far as how this energy of the root chakra and sacral chakra are unfolding. But I have a sense, based on the astrological transits, that we have maybe some healing to do with these chakras, a rebalancing to do with these chakras, that we might feel out of balance or unstable in these 2, especially these 2 chakra areas. Okay, let's take a look at the next card here. Okay, we have Major Arcana the 15, and it's in this deck called Temptation. Now, it doesn't have a very happy image there. This, in fact, in the traditional tarot is the Devil card. So with the Devil card, in this case, temptation, we're dealing with our subconscious fears and anxieties, our ego fears and anxieties. This is where the ego mind steps in and starts kind of blasting us with all of these what ifs. Well, what if this happens, or what if that happens, or, maybe I'm not good enough to do this, or, again, it's these fears and anxieties. And that's really all the Devil card is about. It's about our own, it's kind of almost our own shadow nature in a sense. I know we do have the Moon card in this deck, which is called the Shadow in this particular deck. But this is also, again, about, and they're saying that it's not just our own personal fears and anxieties, but it's, again, a heightening of the fears and anxieties on the collective level that's affecting us. So even if it's not having to do with us personally, there's a lot of energies since the full moon in Pisces, the beginning of this month of September, that are affecting a lot of us in a lot of different ways all over the planet. And so many of us are so empathic that we're also picking up on that collective energy, which is imbalancing us and bringing up this sense of fear and anxiety, which may not, in fact, even be ours. Now, some of it may be ours, but some of it is probably, in fact, us picking up on the collective of what's going on all around the world, and, in organizations or in political, camps, or, within our family systems or our communities. There's a lot of energies kind of flying around, and you can kind of see this, to me, this is like this energy flying around, and we're, kind of inadvertently latching onto it. We don't want to latch onto it. We don't know we're latching onto it, but we're picking it up, basically. And it's bringing up a lot of these feelings of heaviness or fear or imbalance in our lives. Let's take a look at the last card here for the week. And we have the 8 of Mental. This is like the 8 of Swords in the traditional tarot, and it says trapped in fear. So that does kind of go along following the Temptation card or the Devil card, is that we're feeling mentally trapped in fear. Now again, it's helpful to know that this is the mental body, our thoughts, our perceptions. It's like, through our belief systems and through how we're perceiving something. And maybe we're perceiving something in a particular way because we don't see everything, because the universe is working behind the scenes, and so not all information is made known to us yet. We're not seeing all those puzzle pieces quite yet. So we're kind of trapped in this place of fear and anxiety. And Virgo energy that we're in right now with the sun in Virgo, the new moon in Virgo. Virgo sometimes has this anxiety energy. It has this, kind of fear of what's happening or what's coming, or, sometimes it lacks a little bit of trust and faith with that Virgo energy because they want the facts. Virgo likes the facts, but sometimes facts are not all there is. Sometimes there needs to be trust and faith because there is indeed, on a spiritual level, other things going on that are not made known to us yet, that are not manifested yet. So, right now, a lot of us may be kind of stuck in this mental loop of fear and anxiety. I feel like we want to pull a card here, and I want to ask the universe, I want to ask our angels and guides what we can do to lift ourselves from these heavy energies, or this anxiety energy, the fear, the feelings of insecurity. What's something we can do to kind of rise above, if you will, rise above and move through that? Okay, actually both of these cards stand out to me, so I'm going to pull both of them out. And this card is creating a firm foundation. I want to go ahead and look at the other one too. Moving on. Okay, so we need to restructure. This is the Four of Physical, the red card. The Four of Physical, or the Four of, in this case it would be Pentacles, I believe. And this is creating a firm foundation. This is creating a sense of security within ourselves. And you can see that with this card, this person's root chakra, is lit up with that red triangle. So here we have that root chakra indicated again. So with the feelings of insecurity or imbalance in the root chakra, we have to somehow bring it back into balance through meditation, through walking on the earth barefoot, or just sitting out in nature, hugging a tree. Anything nature oriented is going to help to ground us. In this case, we see a mountain here in the background. Mountains can be a grounding energy for us if we kind of tune into that mountain, which is rock, which is earth, right? So anything that deals with earth, gardening, working with the earth in any way, shape, or form, helps to build the sense of a feeling of groundedness with the earth. And it's going to help us to create a sense of a firm foundation within ourselves. So work on that sense of inner security, feeling secure that your angels and guides, feeling secure that the universe is guiding you to the next steps, that it will be protecting you through the restructuring time period, which is the number 4 here. The restructuring time period that we're all in as a collective. We're all being affected in some way, shape, or form by the events that have been happening since pretty much the beginning of 2020. Depending on what part of the world you're in. Here in the United States, we, started to have the COVID experience around mid-March. But I know it started, in other places before that. So this is a restructuring time period. And it's, this is about moving on. This is the 6 of Mental. The 6 of Mental is like the 6 of Swords. So we're needing to move on from these energies of fear and anxiety. The 8 of Mental is about being trapped in fear and anxiety. The 6 of Mental is about things starting to balance out again, to move on from those fears, to move on from those anxieties, to rebalance those out. So again, we're needing to do a lot of, I think, chakra work, and maybe not just with the root chakra and the sacral chakra. Perhaps we need to balance all of our chakras and all of our energy bodies, and move away from the negative thinking and perceptions, move away from the anxieties and fears as much as we can, because that's just going to create more. Just like we see it expanding the fear, anxiety in the collective, right? When we have a fear-based event of some sort, and the collective of humanity goes into a place of fear and anxiety, it just kind of expands, it really, like wildfire, it just, becomes exaggerated in a sense. And that creates more of that. We want to come back down to earth. We want to ground ourselves in a sense of feeling inner security. And it's hard, I know, to feel secure with what's going on in our situations around us. But if we can feel secure within ourselves, if we can feel secure within our spirit, within our soul, knowing that we are a divine aspect of the universe, that we are a beautiful divine soul that's being divinely guided and protected. As long as we tune in and stay tuned in to our higher soul self, we're going to be able to feel more of this inner security, and also in turn being able to move on from some of the more negative aspects within our mind that might be going on. So let's put these cards back here. Let's see, hopefully they stand up here. And let's go ahead and take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. I'm just shuffling off camera here for a couple minutes, but also shuffle on camera. So for the people that chose the golden healer, the golden quartz, special message of focus for golden quartz people. This is catching my eye. 9th house, and it says faith. So the 9th house is the house of higher perceptions, not lower perceptions of the mind, but higher perceptions of the mind, expanding the mind into higher spiritual philosophies, into higher perceptions of belief and faith and trust, and knowing that, everything is going to turn out okay. And the 9th house is normally ruled by Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is kind of that good luck sign. It's the sign of blessings and prosperity and abundance. So we need to have some sense of faith in order to move beyond some of the energies that we may be experiencing right now. You can also see, there's a hand here and with a lot of lines, which is the palmistry. That's a form of divination, is reading one's palm. We do also see a Ouija board back here, which I'm not saying that I entertain the use of that necessarily, but what the images are representing is the ability to kind of go beyond the perceptions of the here and now and what things are appearing like, and instead visualizing a higher perception of what it is that you would like to experience. In other words, to divinely see something bigger, better, brighter, which is all this Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules, optimism, basically, bigger, brighter, better. So if we kind of go within and divinely see, if we perceive, if we visualize the experience of our planet, our world, or even our personal lives and what's going on for us in a bigger, brighter, happier, more optimistic way, and we have this faith and trust, then we're going to be able to move out of, again, personally first, and then if enough people on the planet, in the collective, do the same thing, it'll have a domino effect, and everything will start to open up and start to kind of, it's like that power of being the co-creator. As 2 or more people come together as co-creator on this planet with the divine creator, then wonderful, miraculous things can be accomplished. But it does have to start with ourselves first. So have faith and, trust that you'll be able to move through whatever's happening. For those of you that chose the Amazonite, special message for Amazonite people. Special message for Amazonite. Okay, this one's calling my attention. Virgo, isn't that interesting? Because we are in Virgo season. Virgo and I analyze. So this is the higher aspect of Virgo, being one of logic and analyzing and using their powers of discernment in order to understand what's going on. Virgos like to understand, as I said, the facts. They like to gather facts. They like to gather information to make sense of what's going on. So in this case, use that in the most positive and appropriate way. Analyze your situation objectively, from an objective mind standpoint. Don't get embroiled in the ego mind of fears and doubts and anxieties, but move into the higher mind, that higher logical mind that can be objective, and just look at the situation logically, to analyze the situation that you're in, to figure out what next steps could possibly assist with whatever is going on with you right now. Virgo likes to look at the details, so make a plan, which is usually, Virgo loves to write down like a plan, write down the steps, write down the details, write down a plan. So I would definitely organize a plan in your mind and write down the steps of what could, what might need to happen in order for you to take that step-by-step approach towards your goals, towards your dreams, towards what it is you want to see happen. Because that is a logical thing to do, right? Writing out steps is logic. Now, the thing that Virgo has to do is sometimes step outside of the logic. They may write down the logical steps, but they also have to kind of, put in that piece of faith and trust too, because sometimes they'll write out steps and not really see how they're going to get there. And that's okay. Just write out the steps and then trust that you're going to be able to get there. Okay? You can analyze and use discernment, but you also need to trust in your angels and guides. You need to trust in your higher soul self to guide you. You need to trust in the universe to protect and guide you each step of the way. And then for those of you that chose the hematoid quartz, special message for hematoid quartz. Special message for hematoid quartz. This one's calling my attention. Cancer, and I feel. So you're needing to do the opposite of the Amazonite people. The Amazonite people are needing to use their logic and their higher mind to analyze and organize steps. The hematoid people need to use what feels right to them, your intuition, your empathic abilities, your intuitive insight. And that's what Cancer is all about. Cancer is the sign that's ruled by the moon. The moon is our emotions, our feelings, our subconscious nature. So you're feeling your way through this time period. If this person, this relationship, if something doesn't feel right, take a break from it. Step back from it. Have some alone time. Nurture yourself. That's a Cancer thing to do as well. Cancers love to nurture. But it has to start with the self. So nurture yourself, love yourself. Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry about that. And move into what feels right. I don't know what happened to my voice. That's really, really strange. I think I inhaled something. I think it's coming back. Okay. Very strange. Sorry about that, everyone. So move through what feels right for you in the steps. Check in with your body. Your body will tell you if something feels off. And you might not know what it is that feels off, but if something feels off or doesn't feel right in a situation, in a relationship, in a communication you're having with somebody, in regards to working on a project or working with others in a job, this is your time to really tune in to your inner intuition. Okay. So sorry about that. That was very, very strange. So thank you, everyone, for hanging in there with my little thing at the end. I want to thank all of you that share my videos, comment on my videos, subscribe to my channel, support me on Facebook. I'm now trying to get back into using Instagram, so you can also find me on Instagram. I've expanded my website tremendously with new services and new products and other little goodies, so you might want to pop onto my website, sacredsoulempowerment.com, and check that out. Give me some feedback. It's still in the process. There's some things that are yet to happen that haven't happened yet, but other things are well in the works there. So I want to thank all of you for your love, your support. I appreciate it. It helps to keep me going here as I do these videos every week, every month, as I do my posts on Facebook every day, as I do the services that I do for all of you out there that have subscribed or registered or scheduled a service with me or have taken a class with me. Thank you so much. I send you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.